Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Little Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Books My Boyfriend Gave Me series. Today we're continuing our series of reviews for The Wheel of Time with book 12, The Gathering Storm. This is the first book that Brandon Sanderson picked up. So this is written in conjunction with Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan's notes that he made before he passed. This one I gave 5 out of 5 stars. Wow. Brandon Sanderson did such wonder for this series, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Because this is, book 12 in a series, I'm not going to give kind of a spoiler-free review of what happened because that will spoil past books, and I feel like at this point we just go in straight to the review. I will say as a caveat though, I did film my reading vlog for this book, which will be coming out soon. So if you want my spoiler thoughts on this book and you want to follow along as I'm reading The Gathering Storm, look for my reading vlog soon. I also have more details on my call pile scores in my written review, which is linked down in the description below. So go check that out if you want more details also. So jumping right into our call pile score, like I said, I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. For characters, I gave this one 8.5 out of 10. I love the character development in this book so much. There were a few moments where I felt like it could have been more, but for the most part, I loved it. Atmosphere and setting, I gave 9.5 out of 10. Neither Robert Jordan nor Brandon Sanderson ever really fail at giving us the setting. The setting is always described perfectly. What Brandon Sanderson did here, at least in my opinion, is took the scenes that we would have gotten with Robert Jordan and pared them down to just the details that we needed for that scene, for that book. If you are familiar with the Wheel of Time series, Robert Jordan gets bogged down in the details sometimes. The man loves his details. He gives us too many details and you don't know what's important, what's not important. With Brandon Sanderson taking over here, he gave us just the important details that we needed in that moment, and it really helped make those moments feel like they mattered in that book. It made every moment seem like it was important in this book. And the atmosphere, I felt the atmosphere all throughout. I loved when the writing said that the room got dark and cold. You felt it get dark and cold, and I loved it. Writing style, I gave this one 9.5 out of 10 for the writing style. There is really not much that I would change. And if you want to know what I changed, again, look for that reading vlog coming soon. For plot, I gave 8.5 out of 10. There were a few scenes that fell flat for me, but for the most part, I really enjoyed how this plot developed. Intrigue, I gave a full 10 out of 10. I was on full alert the whole time. I was always on the edge of my seat, turning page after page after page. I knew when I started this book that I was going to have to do a true immersion read. For a lot of the previous books, especially in those chapters that are bogged down with the details, I tended to just listen to the audiobook for a lot of it. But I knew after getting into the first chapter of The Gathering Storm, so much was already happening and everything felt important that I knew I had to do a true immersion read with that text in front of me so I didn't miss anything. I'm sure I still missed stuff, but I just knew it had to be a book that I had to have that text in front of me. Our logic and relationships, I gave an 8.5 out of 10. For the most part, they were done really well. But there were some that I wanted more of. And then enjoyment, I gave a 9.5 out of 10. This was by far one of my favorites, if not the favorite in this whole series so far. Brandon Sanderson did this series such a benefit. This was by far one of the best books in the whole series, if not the best book. And that is in huge part thanks to Brandon Sanderson. So our call pile total is 64. We divide that by the 7 categories and that gives us a 9.14, which equals out to 5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, this is just a really quick spoiler-free review for The Gathering Storm by Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan, book 12 in the Wheel of Time series. If you want to know all my spoiler thoughts on this book, look for my reading vlog very soon. If you've read The Gathering Storm, a lot of people have, I know. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Brandon Sanderson's first Wheel of Time book? Did you love it as much as I did, or were you more of a Robert Jordan fan? As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.